Hello, welcome to my show. This is Coach Raheem from Self Mastery. Today I'm going to share with you my thoughts on one of the most important subjects of our time. And that subject is knowledge of self. What I want you to begin thinking about is the importance of knowing who you are. Knowing who you are is the key to shaping and creating the world around you. So many times in life, we're confronted with different situations, different challenges, things that come to us in a form of roadblocks, in a form of difficult situations or difficult people that we have to deal with. And instead of us being able to calmly move through these situations, or even better, grow from these situations, we find ourselves stuck. So what I want to do is give you a short, brief way that you can overcome these situations, and it's all through knowledge of self. First off, when you're dealing with knowledge of self, you want to take three things into consideration. This is the how-to. The first thing that you want to do is be reflective in all things that you do. In other words, you should be taking time throughout your day, or at least in the evening, to evaluate yourself. Think, is what you are doing serving you? Doing being the thinking that you're doing and the actions that you're taking. So as you're living your life and responding to various situations that pop up, various difficulties, is your thoughts, or are your thoughts and are the emotions that you're having serving you? And if they're not, you want to make note of that. You want to keep that in your mind. Is knowledge of self. This is how I'm thinking about these situations, right? And if it's not serving you, what thoughts do you need to think in order to begin to serve you? Remember, one key thing to think about when reflecting is that the situations that are happening in your life are not happening to you, they're happening for you. By that, I mean that if you change your perspective on the situations that you encounter, you can look at it as an opportunity to grow, as opposed to something that's trying to knock you down, or a situation where you might find yourself in a bind. Number two, ask others that you trust to give you feedback on who you are. Now, this is going to be tricky. The whole point of knowledge of self is for you to understand yourself. So you may be thinking, how does asking other people going to help me understand more about myself? Well, here's the answer to that question. Others will give you perspective that you don't have. For example, one thing that we all have and have had since the beginning of our birth all the way up to our present day, but has never seen, is our face. In order for us to know what our faces look like, we have to ask other people what our faces look like. Or if we look in the mirror, we see a reflection of our face, but we don't see our actual face. And seeing a reflection of your face versus seeing your actual face are two different things, if you completely understand what I'm saying. So in order to get that perspective of yourself, you need to ask other people, what do you see me as? Or who am I? What are some of the things that I do that give you an idea of who I am as a person? That's going to help you learn more about yourself. The third thing that you can do to help gain knowledge of self is to record yourself doing different things. This is probably the most powerful thing that you can do in terms of understanding you, because it gives you an unbiased look of yourself. And I'm not talking about recording yourself just when things are going good or when things are extremely bad. I'm talking about regular things. For example, if you record yourself as you move around your house when you're at home, or if you record yourself while you're attending some event, what you may get back from yourself or get back from seeing and watching yourself on camera will tell you something about your moods. It'll tell you something about your thoughts. It'll give you an opportunity to go deeper in reflection about who you are as a person and how you move and how you may be viewed. Once again, that recording is an outward perspective of who you are, is giving you a view. That view can help you determine, are my actions consistent with who I believe myself to be on the inside? Are my actions serving a deeper purpose? In other words, who I see myself as. This is all important information. Knowledge of self is not something that can be put into a 3-step process, but the 3 steps that I gave you will certainly help you get on the road to understanding who you are, understanding if your actions, your thoughts, your beliefs, the way people perceive you, if all of those things are serving your purpose, and it'll help you begin the process of doing one of the most powerful things that one can do. And that is creating the world around you. We don't realize it, but we spend most of our days going from the point that we wake up in the morning to the point that we rest our heads at night, defining the world around us. And in the process of defining the world around us, many times we do it from a reactionary standpoint. And you can tell because most people will say this or that happened to me, or that made me mad, or that made me happy. When in truth, everything that we do, all of our responses are all delivered from us. So we are choosing to respond to outside situations. Always, even when we think we're not choosing, we're constantly choosing. We're placing a meaning or a definition on the situations that happen. But if we reverse it and we completely understand it, then we begin to speak more like, instead of this situation made me mad, you can say, you know what? I chose to be upset as a result of this situation. And you can choose. You can say, you know what? I choose not to be upset as a result of this situation. I choose to be happy about this situation, and I choose to take a more positive approach, a more peaceful approach. Because when we're calm, positive, and peaceful, our brain works better. It works to our advantage. We take our mind out of that fight and flight mode and put our mind into the mode of what can we do to serve our purpose in this situation. We find peace and calm in the storm. If you're interested in learning more about knowledge of self and you'd like a great coach, you can reach me at CoachRaheen.com. That's CoachRahien.com. If you like, follow, and share this podcast, I'd greatly appreciate it. You never know who you're going to help. My goal is to help 1 million people. I publish new podcasts every Monday and Thursday. So if you have time, when you follow my podcast, you'll get these notes that let you know that new material is out. If you would like to schedule a coaching session or you'd like for me to come out and speak at your event, please contact me at CoachRaheen.com. Until next time, take good care of yourself. And remember, one of the most powerful things that you can do for yourself and others is to have knowledge of self.